RFK Jr. at the Bitcoin conference says if he becomes president, he will issue an executive order to have the US Treasury buy 4 million Bitcoin. This comes ahead of Donald Trump's speech tomorrow at the Bitcoin conference, where he is also expected to talk about Bitcoin becoming a US Treasury reserve asset. And Michigan's pension fund buys Bitcoin. And Franklin Templeton is working with SBI to bring Bitcoin ETFs to Japan. We're going to break this down and much more. Let's get into it. Hey everybody, welcome into the Thinking Crypto podcast, your home for cryptocurrency news and interviews. I'm your host, Tony Edward. On your way in, please hit that subscribe button as well as the thumbs up button and leave a comment below. If you're listening on a podcast platform such as Spotify or Apple, please leave a 5-star rating and review. Folks, RFK Jr. was at the Bitcoin conference in Nashville. A lot of people are there, many senators, politicians, and so forth. And RFK gave a speech about why he's bullish about Bitcoin, but one of the major takeaways, which is incredibly bullish, is what he said he would do if he became president. Here's a quote: "I will sign an executive order directing the US Treasury to purchase 550 Bitcoin daily until the United States has built a reserve of at least 4 million Bitcoins and a position of dominance that no other country will be able to usurp." Wow, folks. This is the Overton window happening here. For many of you who don't know about that, it's a political term where things move from the unthinkable to the radical, to the acceptable, to the sensible, to the popular policy. It's amazing what's taking place. Now, let me play the clip for you because I think it's important for you to hear directly from the horse's mouth here.
"I will sign another executive order directing the US Treasury to purchase 550 Bitcoin daily until the US has built a reserve of at least 4 million Bitcoins and a position of dominance that no other country will be able to usurp. Our nation holds approximately 19% of global gold reserves. This policy will give us about the same proportion of total Bitcoin. The cascading impact from these actions will eventually move Bitcoin to a valuation of hundreds of trillions of dollars."
So there you have it. Pretty incredible, right, folks? And Donald Trump is expected to give a speech tomorrow at the Bitcoin conference. And there are rumors that he's going to propose something similar to this, where the United States makes Bitcoin a treasury reserve asset. Talk about a paradigm shift, folks. It's incredible what's taking place. Now, RFK also proposed the following, that if he were president, he will make sure that the conversion of Bitcoin to dollars will not be reportable to the IRS and not subject to capital gains treatment. Wow, that would be amazing. Now, folks, I've often stated I was born at night, but I wasn't born last night. I know politicians talk up the big game, whether they're Democrats or Republicans or independents. It doesn't matter. Politicians say things to get votes and to win elections, right? However, even if these things don't come to fruition, it's still putting out the narrative out there that this is acceptable. It's the Overton window that I just shared with you guys. Don't have a negative knee-jerk reaction. Oh, this is not going to happen. These are just politicians. But the point I've often told you guys, a lot of politics is about optics and narratives, right? So they're putting out a very important narrative that this is acceptable, that we can do this. And even if they don't fulfill that promise, that's okay. It puts it out in the air. It starts the ball rolling. It starts the dialogue. And that's very important for the adoption of any technology or asset class. And it's incredible what's taking place. This is so bullish, guys. And even Edward Snowden was there virtually. He tuned in via Zoom, I guess. But one of the major takeaways he said was, "We are winning, ladies and gentlemen." And he highlighted that, over the years, people were scared of Gary Gensler. And now he's like, Bitcoin's become Gary Gensler's daddy. So I agree with him because Gary's taking massive losses. Obviously, the biggest being the Bitcoin ETF, where he got called arbitrary and capricious. So big statements here from Edward Snowden. Now, folks, let's move ahead. We got huge news coming out of Michigan. It has been revealed that the Michigan State Pension has added $6.6 million in Bitcoin ETFs. Specifically, they bought the ARK Bitcoin ETF. So that's Kathy Wood's ARK Invest. And this is confirmed via their SEC filings. Folks, we are seeing endowments, pensions, nonprofits, healthcare companies, and so forth adding Bitcoin to their balance sheet. And it is a growing trend. People recognize this is one of the tools you can use to fight inflation and preserve the purchasing power of the capital on your balance sheet because inflation's been running rampant. So how do you outpace it? You have to put it into assets and you have to put it into the best performing asset, and that has been Bitcoin. And we saw overall the crypto market outperforms real estate, stocks, and so forth. So incredibly bullish news. And of course, yesterday I told you guys about Jersey City, which is the city located in New Jersey. They have filed paperwork with the SEC to allocate a percentage of their fund to the Bitcoin ETFs. And they're going to follow Wisconsin's pension fund strategy where they put 2%. And the mayor, Stephen Fulop, tweeted out about this. I'm actually trying to get him on the podcast. And this is incredible stuff, folks. So bullish. I hope you see what is happening before you. If you're busy looking at charts and worried and feeling anxious, then you need to step away from the charts and look at the adoption that's taking place. All of these things will culminate to higher prices and higher valuations. The question is, are you going to exercise patience? Are you going to study the market cycles to understand the volatility comes with this market? The volatility on the micro doesn't matter. Look at it from a macro perspective. And if you recall, earlier this year, back in March, Arizona Senate had advanced a bill to allow crypto to be added to the state's retirement fund. So this is not some fad, guys. We got multiple states doing this. Obviously, you have some countries like El Salvador doing it. And I think we're going to hear more news of countries adding Bitcoin to their balance sheet, making it a legal tender. I've been telling you guys, I'm watching Michael Dell very closely. He's been tweeting about Bitcoin. So we could see Dell Technologies add Bitcoin to their balance sheet and other companies as well. Now, here's some more bullish news. Franklin Templeton, which of course has issued a Bitcoin and Ethereum spot ETF in the United States and is a TradFi giant with trillions of assets under management, they are teaming up with SBI Group. When many of you know SBI Group because they are big in Japan. They're doing a lot of things with crypto. They're actually invested in Ripple. They've been doing a lot of things with XRP as well. They're teaming up to bring Bitcoin ETFs to Japan. I've been telling you guys the on-ramps are being built globally for institutional and retail investors to come in. We know that Hong Kong also launched their ETFs earlier this year, and they opened it up to retail. And we're waiting for mainland China to open it up to their folks. So, guys, I am so bullish. I don't care what the hell the price is doing right now. I am seeing real-world adoption. And it doesn't matter what the price says right now because we are in a bull market. We're headed to new all-time highs. There will be volatility and chop on the way up. It's going to be a roller coaster ride. So that's why I always tell you, check your emotions at the door and look at the actual adoption. Look at the technicals, look at the charts, look at the fundamentals. I am seeing nonstop bullish news here. Now, guys, we've been talking about Kamala Harris a bit, and she turned down the opportunity to speak at the Bitcoin conference. But there are reports coming out that her team is still very interested in crypto. They want to learn, they want to build partnerships and so forth. Now, the jury's still out because we haven't seen action. We want to see action, not just words. But I've often stated crypto is not a Republican issue or a Democrat issue. It's not a partisan issue. It should just be a technology that all political candidates embrace. We got an updated report today that Kamala Harris's team wants to take a position on crypto, sources says, as outreach to the industry forges on. But they better do it quickly because they're getting their asses handed to them. And look, I had recently Congressman Ro Khanna. He's one of the top Democrats who gets technology, who supports crypto, but it needs to come from the top, like it is coming from the top on the Republican side, whether it's Donald Trump, Patrick McHenry, you had Senator Haggerty, Senator Cynthia Lummis at the Bitcoin conference, you had Senator Tim Scott. I mean, you got some of the biggest names on the Republican Party supporting crypto, while Democrats, you may have one or two, but we need more vocal leaders on the Democrat side because Elizabeth Warren has poisoned the well for them. And I know many of them turned their backs on Elizabeth Warren, in passing the Fit 21 bill at the House, repealing SOB 121. But Elizabeth Warren is still the loudest voice in the room. So the Democrats have to do a better job. And if Kamala Harris was to come out and give a position that's clear to the industry what she's planning to do, I think that would be good. I know some people look at this from an election standpoint, I'm not looking at it that way. I'm not saying to vote for Kamala Harris. I'm not saying to vote for Trump. I just present the news to you. And my goal is to make sure this thing is not a partisan issue, that both parties should embrace the technology and let the United States be the leader. The United States, America united on crypto, not Democrats, not Republicans alone, right? So that's my point of view because I know politics gets people triggered. I see some of the comments. Just simply me reporting this news will probably get a bunch of angry people in the comments saying, "How dare you talk about the Democrats?" It's like, are you living in reality? We have to talk about the news. This is a crypto news podcast, so we have to talk about everything. I interview both Democrats and Republicans. In fact, I'll be interviewing Republican Senator Haggerty next week, and I'll also be interviewing Democrat Congressman Wally Nickel. So we want to hear from both sides, and then we make our decisions and conclusions. We cannot turn a deaf ear to any type of talk or talking point because we want to make sure we're hearing the truth and the facts. And like I said, then you as an adult can make your decisions and vote for who you want to vote for. Because look, this election is not just about crypto, it's about other things. So I want to be respectful of other people's voting choices because not everyone cares about crypto. There's other things that people care about. But, you know, like I said, people get very emotionally triggered when it comes to politics. If I talk about Trump, Democrat people, why are you talking about Trump? Blah, blah, blah. If I talk about Democrats, why are you talking about Democrats? Blah, blah. So, guys, I say all these things because I see some comments and I want people to just chill out. Let's look at crypto as a nonpartisan issue. I know Elizabeth Warren, made it kind of a crazy situation, but she's losing, as we talked about in yesterday's podcast. She's losing supporters in her anti-crypto army. So that situation is dying down. So guys, let's see what Kamala Harris's team puts together. Not that, and once again, it's not that I'm endorsing her or telling you should vote for her. That's not the point. The point is crypto should be a nonpartisan issue. Folks, don't forget to check out our sponsor, BitGo, which is one of the top tier custodians in the market. They're working with big firms like exchanges, hedge funds, and so forth. Check them out. They got a great wallet service. Link will be in the description. Go to bitgo.com. Also, be sure to sign up for my free email newsletter on Substack. It's 100% free. Link in the description. And don't forget to grab a copy of my book, Rethinking Crypto. It's available on Amazon in paperback and digital. Grab a copy to support the podcast. Grab a couple copies for your friends and family who want to learn about crypto. And if you bought a copy already, please leave a rating and review on Amazon. It will help out my rankings. Thank you guys. I appreciate you all. I hope you're bullish as I am, and I'll talk to you all later.